You actually seem a little irritated by this.
I'm irate.
Sean Kennedy with the Maryland Public Policy Institute is a government watchdog.
That data is utterly useless. They made it completely useless, and they did it on purpose.
And he is simply stunned by what the Maryland State Department of Education recently did.
Instead of coming clean and saying that they failed the students of Baltimore City and students across the state, they're trying to hide it. And now they're piling lies on why they're hiding it.
Here's what happened. In January, the state uploaded this spreadsheet to its website containing detailed state test results from last school year. Project Baltimore downloaded the spreadsheet and began analyzing the data. Fox 45 was first to report the results on social media in late January. Soon after, MSDE removed the data from its website. But remember, Project Baltimore already had it. And on February 6th,
my immediate reaction is take your kids out of these schools.
We published this devastating report. 23 Baltimore City schools with 0 students among those tested who scored proficient in math.
0 students are proficient.
The story went viral.
Not a single student was able to do grade level math, not a single one.
The data remained off the state's website for weeks. It wasn't until mid-March that the spreadsheet was reposted. But this time, much of the data was gone. Here's an example. These are the scores for Collington Square Elementary Middle in Baltimore City. This is one of the 23 schools that had 0 students who tested proficient in math. Here is how the data originally appeared on the state's website. We can see the number of students who took the test and the percentage of students who scored proficient or not proficient in each level. Now compare that to the new version. Here, most of the data has been replaced with asterisks. We can no longer see how many students at Collington Square scored proficient in math. The state has hidden the data from the public.
This is nothing but a cover-up. It's a cover-up with statistics. They're hiding what happened from the public on purpose, and they're only doing it because they got caught.
But it's not just Collington Square. We can no longer see certain results at many schools throughout the state. Maryland State Superintendent Mohammed Chaudhry declined an interview with Fox 45 to discuss why the test score spreadsheet was taken down and modified. Instead, we received a statement explaining that the original spreadsheet was prematurely posted by MSDE's web vendor and removed from the website because the data was still undergoing the federally required data disclosure methods for student privacy. According to MSDE, those methods include replacing the data with an asterisk if there's fewer than 10 students in a sample. But that is not the case at Collington Square. In the original spreadsheet from January, we can see how many students took the math test: 19 in 3rd grade, 18 in 4th, and 23 in 5th. Now, look at the revised data. The number of students has been replaced with an asterisk, even though each grade had more than 10 students.
The fact that the state education department is instituting a cover-up of what's going on in public schools is that outrage. It's absolutely disturbing.
But that's not the only change the state made. 78.9 and 21.1% of students at Collington Square scored in level 1 or level 2 for math, the lowest levels. Those scores were also replaced with an asterisk, even though MSDE's own guidelines say that should only happen if the percentage is less than 5 or more than 95%. According to MSDE's own statement, this data does not violate student privacy and should be visible to the public.
That's the definition of a cover-up. To avoid getting caught doing something wrong, in this case, failing the students of Baltimore City and students across the state, they're hiding information from the public.
MSDE's statement to Project Baltimore left us with more questions than answers. So we sent a follow-up email asking why the state isn't following its own guidelines for reporting the data. Coming up on Wednesday, we'll tell you the reason they gave us.
And the fact that they would try to hide the ball is a scandal. People should lose their jobs. There needs to be an independent investigation.
I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Project Baltimore.